Hi, I'm meteorologist Tony Petrarca in the Pinpoint 12 Forecast Center. You've clicked on the Weather Now link on a gray, gloomy, damp Thursday afternoon looking at Newport now. Rain hasn't been overly heavy, and at least not yet. It's been generally either light showers or some drizzle. Looking at temps now that are in the 50s. As we take a look at what's on the menu here, we're in a weather alert. Bottom line, we've got some heavy rain and some strong wind on the way, primarily overnight into early Friday morning. But as far as rainfall, again, the heaviest late night Friday morning, inch to inch and a half of rain. Strong wind gusts. We do have a wind advisory. I'll show you that in more detail in just a second. And again, strongest wind late tonight, early Friday morning. Gusts to 50, especially as you get closer to the coastline. And as far as the ocean, well, minor coastal flooding at the time of two high tide cycles. The first one, 11 o'clock tonight. Second one, 11 a.m. on Friday. Both anticipated to be minor. And that's not just the South Shore. That's up Narragansett Bay as far north as Fox Point as well. So our threat tracker for now is low. I mean, there's nothing too impactful out there right now. But during the overnight hours and into early on Friday morning, it is rain and wind. And maybe a slower morning commute. Allow for some extra travel time. And some of these strong wind gusts as well. In fact, speaking of wind, here we go. Now, first of all, it's windy everywhere. But the strongest winds that are shaded in this kind of a light brown color, which is a wind advisory. Southeast winds may be gusting to 50 miles per hour. Further inland, the gusts may get up to like around 30, 40 miles per hour. So within this area, there's a chance of some isolated power outages. I don't think it's anything too widespread. But anytime you get gusts around 50, you certainly run that risk, albeit isolated. Now, the flood watch, actually, it's a coastal flood advisory. The area is in green. So quite simply, the time of high tide tonight and again tomorrow morning, these strong onshore winds, so Buzzards Bay, up towards the Taunton River, Narragansett Bay, and along the South Shore, some minor coastal flooding is possible at that time. Now, with the amount of rain that we're forecasting, we have river flood watches, meaning potential, the possibility, specifically the Patuxent and the Wood River. We'll keep an eye on it. Obviously, they're swollen from so many previous rainstorms. If flooding were to occur on both of those rivers, it's anticipated to be minor, but as always, we'll watch those water levels closely. And speaking of water, well, there it is, rain. Across the Mid-Atlantic and the Ohio Valley, the storm's been developing now for the last 24 hours. It's located right about in here. And out ahead of it, you see some precipitation, and this is headed our way. Heavier rain overnight and into early tomorrow morning. So we start this evening at 7 o'clock, which is initially just like light showers and drizzle. But then both rain and wind ramp up during the overnight into the early morning hours. This is about 6 a.m. Downpours, stronger wind. Wouldn't surprise me to even see maybe the rumble of thunder in a few communities early on Friday morning. Now, during Friday afternoon, I would keep the umbrella on standby. The bulk of the heavy rain moves offshore, but can't rule out a stray light shower coming through. I just don't see the same rain intensity or coverage during the afternoon as we'll see during the morning. In fact, by Friday evening, Friday night, better part of the area is mainly dry. So here's how it breaks down for this evening. Initially, it is just kind of light showers, drizzle, and some areas of fog. Temperatures in the 50s. And then after midnight and towards daybreak, rain and wind increasing. I would allow for some extra travel time. Early Friday morning could be some minor kind of localized street flooding. Temperatures in the upper 50s on Friday morning. And then during the afternoon, breezy but not as windy. And the precipitation becomes more fragmented, more scattered, and lighter. In fact, wouldn't surprise me if before the sun sets around, 6, 7 o'clock hour, there could even be some peaks or some breaks of some partial sunshine. No surprise here with the Bay forecast. Gale warning. Southeast 20-25 knots, gust to 40 knots, waves inside the bay choppy, and of course visibility poor. In fact, under a mile in rain and fog, especially during the morning hours, and then things improving Friday evening and into Friday night.